Hello, and thank you for joining us today as we explore the Head Start program performance standards and our agency education program plans. We're going to start today with an overview of the Head Start program performance standards, sometimes referred to as the HSPPS. Each classroom has a copy of the Head Start program performance standards in their room. The picture on the right is an example of the cover for the Head Start program performance standards. The Head Start program performance standards are really the regulations, all of the rules that govern all Head Start programs nationally. There are 5 different parts to the Head Start program performance standards. These cover 5 distinct areas. The 5 parts are 13.01, which talks about program governance. 13.02 refers to program operations. 1303, financial and administrative requirements. 1304 reviews the federal administrative procedures. And 1305 includes the definitions within the HSPPS. We're going to focus today on 1302, program operations. There are 10 subparts within 1302, which are the program operations. These go from A through J. A is ERSI, which is the Eligibility, Recruitment, Selection, Enrollment, and Attendance Program Performance Standards. B covers a program structure. C is Education and Child Development Program Services. D are the regulations for health program services. E for Family and Community Engagement Program Services. F covers additional services for children with disabilities. G talks about transition services. H reviews services to enrolled pregnant women. I reviews human resources management. And J covers program management and quality improvement. Education is really focused on 1302.3, that education and child development piece. And there are 7 sections within this piece that education is really focused on. We're going to talk about briefly those 7 sections today. The first one, 1302.30, is the purpose for education and child development. And this particular section is an overview of what education and child development covers. 1302.31 gives us all of our regulations for teaching and the learning environment. This includes all of our teaching practices and the requirements for what is within the learning environment. 1302.32 gives us our regulations for curricula. This is what is required within our curriculum, what it means to implement curriculum with fidelity. 1302.33 reviews child screenings and assessments. 1302.34 talks about parent and family engagement in education and child development services and reviews things like home visits, family conferences, classroom volunteer opportunities, and family engagement activities. 1302.35 is education in home-based services, and at this moment we don't have home-based services. And 1302.36 covers tribal language preservation and revitalization. There are lots of opportunities to learn about the Head Start program performance standards going through ECLIC, which is the Early Childhood Learning and Knowledge Center online. If you go into your internet and search the web, go ahead and put in eclkc.ohs, and that will bring you to the ECLIC website. You can search ECLIC, in this case, for performance standards. And you can see here that there are a lot of learning opportunities for performance standards on ECLIC. These include questions and answer webcasts. You can take a look at the program performance standards, question and answers. There are also quite a few videos to watch that review all of the different performance standards that you might be interested in. If you click on introducing any of the webcasts, it will bring up a video and you can play that video. And there are generally some resources here that you can also find. We want to talk really quickly about what our program does with the program performance standards for education. And what happens is we submit a plan for each of our different content areas about how we are meeting the regulations explained within the Head Start program performance standards. We're going to look briefly today at the Program Services Plan for Education. Again, this is submitted annually to Office of Head Start. The Program Services Plan is always available to you in your Education Procedures and Forms folder on the drive and is also accessible on our website under Education Forms. I want to show you how to get to the website for Education Forms. Again, if you search on your internet and take a look at MWNMCAP, you can go to our website at www.ourkidsrock.com. When I go into that website, I want to go here to the work site. It's going to ask for your password, which is lowercase MWNMCAP. Again, that's lowercase MWNMCAP. And you can see those initials right there. I'm going to click Login. And right here you have something called Education Forms. If you click on that, it's going to take you to this yellow button, Education Procedures and Forms. All of Education's procedures and forms are in the drive. And so everything that we talk about today, you will be able to find there. I want to, again, really quickly go and take a look at the Education Program Services Plan. Remember that the Education Program Services Plan is our agency's explanation to Office of Head Start about how we are meeting each of those areas within the Head Start program performance standards. We talked very briefly today about that area of 1302, which is Education and Child Development Program Services 1302.3. So as you can see here, this is the document that is submitted every year to Office of Head Start, and there is this document for every content area. This is specifically for Education and Child Development Program Services. So if you have questions ever, this is a great place to go about what the rules are and what exactly it is that we do to meet each of those rules and regulations. So you can see here for Performance Standard 1302.31, this column explains exactly what the performance standard is. The next column, Action Steps, talks about what we do to meet those requirements as an agency and how often we do them. It explains exactly who is responsible for each of these action steps and what documentation we have that proves that we are meeting those action steps. And then it lists any resources that we might need in order to meet the action steps. Okay, so again, Program Performance Standard 1302.31. And if I just scroll through this document, it will again take me through all of the program performance standards for child development, education and child development program services. Okay, again, that information is available to you on the work website under Education Forms, and is also available to you in the Education Forms folder within your Google Drive. Again, if you would like to take a closer look at the program performance standards, ECLIC or the Early Childhood Learning and Knowledge Center is a great place to go to take a look at the program performance standards, along with the copy of the program performance standards that has been provided to each classroom. Please look at the description on the bottom of this video for the knowledge check for the program performance standards overview that you have just completed. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to your center director, your coach, or the education manager to get those questions answered.